not weird, right? It's not weird.
You're making it weird.
You're making it weird! You made it weird. Recruit! Help me find my special little guy! I found a new best friend. I named him Kevin. Now I don't need any of you chumps to be my friend anymore. But also he's gone missing! Don't worry though, he almost never eats faces anymore. That must be Kevin! Let's go!
What the hell is that greasy little sumbitch?
That's Kevin! My best friend! Kevin, Samantha, Claptrap, you get back here this instant!
It's a disgusting monster is what it is, and fast too.
Vault Hunter, you need to use a cryo weapon to slow him down.
I got one of them right over there. Go and grab it, VH.
Now that you've got a cryo weapon, freeze Kevin in place, then snatch him up. You got him! Oh, Kevin, my life is utterly devoid of meaning without you.
Vault Hunter, these Kevin creatures must be destroyed. They're reproducing at an alarming rate.
Kevin to Papa? I'm a grandpapa? Oh, I've never been happier!
Yes, well, as I was saying, the Kevins must be captured and dumped into space.
What? No! 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 I'll get you for this tennis!
These creatures are important to Claptrap for some reason, but this is an infestation, and they must be disposed of.
I guess now we know who the real monster is. It's you, tennis!
Whatever you say, Claptrap. Frozen solid. Perfect. Pick it up.
Damn you, tennis! Damn you!
Not even your Kevin, Claptrap. They're his offspring.
I don't care. All Kevins are beautiful and perfect, and I'm going to save them.
Then we'll have to dispose of them, too.
Damn, foiled again.
You know the drill. Please collect that Kevin. Good catch. Claptrap, if these Kevins continue reproducing, we'll be more Kevin than crew within a week.
Good! Kevins are better than humans anyway.
That's nearly all of them. Excellent work. Now grab it. Good work, Vault Hunter. My readings indicate that you have now captured all Kevins on board. To ensure their total destruction, they must be expelled into the merciless vacuum of space.
You return.
Good night, my sweet wriggly princess.
Claptrap, next time you feel like bringing an unknown organism on board,
Don't. If it happens again, you're going into the airlock with them.
Yes, ma'am.
The ship is safer and
Yeah.
far less disgusting thanks to you, Vault Hunter. Well done.
Yeah. For me, it's fine though. Regular. Can you read it? Okay. Do you want to look at this one first? Slot 1 or 2? And then this is the third one. Okay. You said you wanted to start in this tree? Let me know when you're done reading it. Oh. Okay. Let me, go reset it. No, I can reset it. I can fix this, man. You said just 1 point in that? Okay. So that? Oh, cure? What do you mean go down? Oh. You need 1 more point. This is what this one does, by the way. Is that is it okay, or do you want me to reset again? Because I'm running lower on money. This one? Okay, that's all I have. So, your goal in this is to make Iron Bear stronger? Okay, so Iron Bear is hot garbage. So what you chose was to buff the one thing that sucks the most. It's literally the worst skill in the whole game. What everyone does whenever they play Moze, instead of buffing Iron Bear, um, let's see here, they give it 2 of these, one on each arm, and then, let's see here. And then they do this for both of them. Because it increases the damage taken by enemies. And because Iron Bear doesn't really deal damage anyway, it doesn't matter how much damage they take away from it. And then they make it autonomous, so it just goes on its own. So they hop into Iron Bear, and then they hop out of Iron Bear, and they're running around dealing 15% increased damage because of it. So what I'm doing is this. I'm starting off here with this one, and then this one. So pretty much I get damage reduction and gun damage increased when my shields are active. Not necessarily full, but active. So as long as I have shields, I get increased gun damage by 15% and increased damage reduction by 13%. The next one increases my maximum shield capacity by 30% and gives me shock damage resistance by an additional 47%. So that plus the 13% damage reduction is going to be a total of 60% shock damage resistance. because shock is what's effective against shields. And then I go over here and reserve my health, so 60% of my max health is reserved, and they add that to my shields. So when I'm at level 50, 60% of, I guess it's like 4 or 5k health is going to be added to my shields, which is then buffed by an additional 30% because of the shield capacity increase. And then I have this skill, Drowning in Brass. So whenever I get a kill, my fire rate's reduced, but not by much, and then my gun damage is increased. So my gun damage is increased by up to 60%, while my fire rate only decreases by 7.5%, which rounds to 8. And then I go here, where whenever I score a critical hit, I deal 10% bonus incendiary damage, even if I'm shooting with just a normal weapon. And then I go over here, and the lower my health is, the higher my gun damage. So if I have 1 health, it's going to be 100% increased, because my class mod adds another 3 points to it. And at the end of this, with my build, it is going to be at 1 HP the entire time. But just from this, you can take a look at my health. It dropped down to 327, but my shields just doubled in size. More than doubled in size. And that means that 60%, so I increase my gun damage by about 60% as well off of this skill. That's it for this tree. So then I'm coming over here, and currently I have 3 points into this, because I have a random chance that my shots will deal bonus incendiary damage, which is also buffed by that 10%. And currently every 6 shots doesn't consume ammo. But later on it's going to be every 4 shots. So, on top of that, because of how high my shields are, when you get downed, as soon as you get that second wind, because when you're downed, your health is 0, so that buffs up my damage anyway. As soon as you get second wind, your shields are fully filled, whereas your health is only partially filled. So when I'm 50 and I only have 1 HP, it's only going to restore the 1 HP, but it's also going to restore my 50, 60k shields. So that's why I thought that you were going to look through everything first, and then just be like, okay, this is what I'm going for. Yeah. But I probably should have told you ahead of time, don't do anything with Iron Bear because it's hot garbage. But yeah, I kind of want to do this with the Rough Rider. Because the Rough Rider automatically has no shields, so you would end up with no shields and 1 HP. The build I'm going for.
All I'm saying is, if you don't buy an
It's just the trolliest build that you can possibly make. I mean, imagine running around with your only defense being, if you get hit, you're downed. That is what the Rough Rider does. The point of the Rough Rider is really to, for builds that require no shields. Which, I can make one of those with, Zane. And I think it'll work out pretty well. think there was just the one that I know of, but I also haven't found all of them. So yeah.
Buy this thing and hold more stuff. You know you want to. For your convenience, I installed your new SDU when you weren't looking. No need to thank me.
Ain't got the money for that.
Now get out of here.
So yeah, that's where I was like, good luck, because the only two viable ones that you can do for endgame for Moe's. Technically there's three, but the third one's a glitch, so I'm not trying to run with that. But one of them is a grenade build, where you just try to blow everything up with grenades, and there's constant ammo regeneration. And then the other one is the one I'm doing, where you make her super tanky, and her damage is based off of how low her health is. And you run around with a flacker and grenades, and you just kill everything. Yes, but it's still viable.
Welcome.
No, the Queen's Call is still viable. At least it works with my flak. The what? Oh, the duration? Yeah, my duration is still 8 seconds, so it doesn't really matter to me. With flak, I can't melt a boss with Moe's. My Moe's isn't strong enough. Like, if I do, I have to try to fight one that's under-leveled. Because I have to get to endgame before this is gonna just destroy things, because I need the level 50 legendaries. This is very build dependent. I also need to get the Deathless and the Bloodletter. The Bloodletter is a class mod, and Deathless is a artifact, or a relic as you know it. And this is Maurice. Yeah. He's a dinosaur. They're called saurians. Like dinosaurians. Yeah, he does. I think it's because of the thing on his head. Yeah, he's the second smallest species of saurian. The smallest are called grogs. They're like the size of his head, a little bit larger. Maybe the size of his tail. Yeah. And then yeah, tyrants are like 10 times his size. Yeah. Well, none of the other ones have that thingy on their heads. Like, you see also the antenna coming out of his neck? The collar? Like, he was obviously modified. Yeah. Yeah. It's a dinosaur. But yeah, so this is the area I was in. I found a tyrant under here that spawned. But yeah, this is my next location. No, Jacobs runs the planet. Saurians are just endemic life. Think of them like skags or racks. I don't know, they have ratches are the the constantly spawning ones in this game. They're rat cockroaches. Yeah, they're kind of weird. Yeah, he's an NPC. He gave me a quest that I finished. Right, I was actually finishing it up as you said, hey. No, this is a swamp, man.
Picked the wrong fight.
No, the majority of people do. Those are the ghosts that spawn because of the Halloween event. If they touch you, you get terror, which decreases your accuracy. But some guns have special effects where terror helps you with like damage, healing, stuff like that.
Oh, look.
Like this person, I'll let the ghost touch me, you'll see.
I'm on a freaking roll.
So you see that green aura around me? Around the screen, that's terror. But yeah, I'm going with this build because I wanted something tanky that still deals a lot of damage. Because when you get into like Mayhem 3, enemies can do they can shoot twice, like two projectiles for every shot. They can reflect bullets at you. There's some pretty crazy modifiers they've got. The shield I'm currently using... Oh, never mind. The shield I was using previously gave me 23% movement speed when it was full.
I admire how the Calypsos convince
This one does not do that, though.
talking meat to worship them with blind devotion. Makes a rich bitch want a cult of her own. Perhaps when my business here is finished.
You remember Aurelia, right? From the pre-sequel? Hammerlock's sister? Yeah, that's who was just talking to me. She's one of the minor villains in this.
A man, a monster, waste no time with such quandaries. They both bleed the same.
Yeah. Oh, this is an assassination target. This is Iron Bear. Oh, that's funny. Heckle and hide. Did you get that?
Two sides of a coin. Both were out of their damn minds. Two faces, one grave.
Better luck next
That's
life.
funny. But that was a 0 assassination target. That I didn't know existed. That was the first time I ever saw him. Because in this character, what? 0 what? He gives you assassination targets, and he helps out the leader of Atlas. But I already went through his story arc. So not very zero-y.
That's a welcome sight.
He kind of just opens some doors. Although there is one twist involving him that I don't want to spoil.
What up?
Oh, so the head of Malawan, Katagawa Jr., he impersonates Zero and kills a bunch of people, and everybody's like, Zero betrayed you, and Zero was nowhere to be found. And the reason Zero was nowhere to be found was because he was hunting down Katagawa, who attacked Reese, like in person, dressed as Zero. And then Zero just pops out of invisibility, blocking his sword. And he's like, yeah, sorry I couldn't help out. I was going silent so that, like, I don't know, something about trying to lull the enemy into thinking that Zero had actually turned or something, even though it was Katagawa doing it.
I'm nearly inside the manor by way of
Some
a rather tight
BS
underground
reason.
passage. Jacob's estate has more entrances than a harlot at a bordello for squares, if you don't mind a tight squeeze. Speaking of suckers, while you distract Aurelia, I'll search the cabaret in the theater wing. My father had a study hidden underneath the stage. If there's a clue to the vault key, it'll be in there.
Well, she technically already overthrew Jacobs forcefully.
I'm in.
So what they're trying to do right now is get Jacobs back. But currently, I'm going in here in order to find a vault piece, a vault key piece. Let's see here. 1, 2, 4 or 5. Yeah. There's a lot of bosses to get loot from in this.
Get good or get dead, scrub.
I can't.
Strange. Better do some recon first.
Kind of upset that Heckle and Hyde didn't drop anything. But at least I liked the reference. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm okay with them not dropping anything. You still playing Monster Hunter? Oh, okay. You gonna go do that? You bored with my game yet? Okay. No. Oh, hold on.